Symptoms of bad engine knock sensor. An engine knock sensor, also known as a knock sensor or detonation sensor, is a component in a vehicle's engine that detects abnormal combustion, specifically the occurrence of engine knock or detonation. Engine knock is an undesirable condition where the air-fuel mixture in the combustion chamber detonates prematurely or in an uncontrolled manner. The knock sensor is typically located on the engine block or cylinder head and is connected to the engine control unit or engine management system. It consists of a piezoelectric sensor or a resonant cavity microphone that can detect the high-frequency vibrations associated with engine knock. When the knock sensor detects abnormal combustion, it sends an electrical signal to the engine control unit. The engine control unit then adjusts the engine's ignition timing and fuel mixture to prevent further knocking. By retarding the ignition timing or enriching the fuel mixture, the engine control unit helps to prevent the occurrence of engine knock, which can lead to engine damage if left unaddressed. When a knock sensor malfunctions or fails, it can lead to several symptoms that indicate a problem. Here are some common symptoms of a faulty or bad engine knock sensor. 1. Engine performance issues. A failing knock sensor can cause a decrease in engine performance. You may notice a loss of power, reduced acceleration, or a lack of responsiveness when pressing the gas pedal. 2. Poor fuel economy. A malfunctioning knock sensor can affect the engine's timing and fuel mixture, leading to reduced fuel efficiency. If you notice a significant drop in your vehicle's fuel economy, it could be attributed to a faulty knock sensor. 3. Engine knocking or pinging noise. The knock sensor's primary function is to detect engine knock or detonation. If the knock sensor is not working correctly, it may fail to detect knocking, resulting in audible knocking or pinging noises coming from the engine. These noises are caused by uncontrolled combustion and can be harmful to the engine if not addressed promptly. 4. Check engine light. A malfunctioning knock sensor will often trigger the check engine light on the vehicle's dashboard. The check engine light indicates that the engine management system has detected a problem, and retrieving the trouble codes using a diagnostic tool can help identify the issue, including a faulty knock sensor. 5. Rough idling or vibrations. A failing knock sensor can disrupt the engine's idle speed, leading to rough idling or noticeable vibrations when the vehicle is at a standstill. You may feel the vibrations through the steering wheel, floor, or seats. 6. Engine misfires. A malfunctioning knock sensor can disrupt the engine's ignition timing, leading to misfires. Misfires occur when the air-fuel mixture fails to ignite properly in one or more cylinders. This can result in a rough-running engine, hesitation, or jerking during acceleration. 7. Decreased engine power. If the knock sensor is providing inaccurate readings to the engine control unit, it may cause the engine control unit to retard the ignition timing excessively as a precautionary measure. This can lead to a noticeable decrease in engine power and overall performance. 8. Difficulty starting the engine. A faulty knock sensor can cause issues during engine startup. The sensor's inaccurate readings may result in improper fuel delivery or ignition timing, making it harder to start the engine or causing prolonged cranking before it starts. 9. Poor emissions performance. The engine knock sensor plays a role in optimizing the air-fuel mixture and combustion process. A malfunctioning sensor can cause an imbalance in the mixture, leading to increased emissions. Consequently, your vehicle may fail an emissions test or have increased levels of pollutants in the exhaust gases. 10. Reduced engine lifespan. Engine knock, if left unaddressed due to a faulty knock sensor, can cause severe damage to the engine over time. Prolonged knocking can lead to piston damage, bent connecting rods, and other internal engine components being compromised. If you notice any symptoms of engine knock or suspect a malfunctioning knock sensor, it's crucial to address the issue promptly to avoid potential engine damage. It's important to note that these symptoms can also be caused by other engine-related issues. Now, let's have a look at the causes of engine knock sensor failure. There are several potential causes of engine knock sensor failure. Here are some common factors that can contribute to a faulty or failed knock sensor. 1. Electrical issues. Knock sensor failure can occur due to electrical problems such as wiring damage, poor connections, or corrosion. Exposure to moisture, extreme temperatures, or contaminants can lead to electrical issues that affect the sensor's functionality. 2. Sensor damage. The knock sensor is typically located on or near the engine block or cylinder head, where it is exposed to the harsh conditions of the engine compartment. Physical damage from impacts, excessive vibration, or improper installation can cause the sensor to malfunction or fail. 3. Sensor aging or wear. Over time, the internal components of the knock sensor can deteriorate or wear out, leading to reduced sensitivity or complete failure. This can be influenced by factors such as high mileage, prolonged exposure to engine heat, and normal wear and tear. 4. Engine detonation or misfires. Severe or prolonged engine knock or detonation can put excessive strain on the knock sensor, potentially causing it to fail. Similarly, frequent engine misfires can generate abnormal combustion events that can damage the sensor. 5. Contaminants or buildup. The knock sensor relies on detecting vibrations and sounds associated with engine knock. If the sensor becomes contaminated with oil, dirt, or debris, it may not be able to accurately detect these vibrations, leading to sensor failure. 6. Manufacturer defects. In some cases, knock sensor failure can be attributed to manufacturing defects or issues. This can include subpar materials, design flaws, or quality control problems during the production process. 7. Faulty engine control unit. While less common, a malfunctioning or faulty engine control unit can also cause issues with the knock sensor. If the engine control unit is not properly interpreting the signals from the sensor or is not adjusting engine parameters accordingly, it can lead to incorrect engine operation and potential sensor failure. 8. Oil or coolant contamination. If engine oil or coolant leaks onto the knock sensor or its wiring, it can lead to sensor failure. Contamination from these fluids can interfere with the sensor's operation or cause damage to its components. 9. Engine overheating. Continuous exposure to high engine temperatures can cause the knock sensor to fail prematurely. Overheating can degrade the sensor's internal components or affect its ability to accurately detect engine knock. 10. Aftermarket modifications. Installing aftermarket performance modifications, such as an aftermarket exhaust system or engine tuning, can alter the engine's operating characteristics. If these modifications result in an increase in engine knock or detonation, it can put additional stress on the knock sensor and potentially lead to failure. 11. Incorrect torque or installation. Improper installation or insufficient torque during the installation of the knock sensor can cause premature failure. It's essential to follow the manufacturer's specifications and procedures when installing a new knock sensor to ensure proper functionality. 12. Environmental factors. Certain environmental conditions can contribute to knock sensor failure. For example, exposure to excessive moisture, road salt, or harsh chemicals can corrode the sensor or its connections over time. 13. Diagnostic or repair errors. If a previous diagnostic or repair procedure was performed incorrectly, it could lead to knock sensor failure. For instance, improper handling or accidental damage during a repair or replacement can render the sensor inoperable. 14. Age and wear. Like any component in a vehicle, knock sensors can degrade over time due to age and wear. With prolonged use, the sensor's performance may deteriorate, leading to failure. It's important to note that these causes can vary depending on the specific vehicle and its design. How to care for engine knock sensor. Caring for the engine knock sensor is essential to ensure its proper functioning and longevity. Here are some tips to help you care for the engine knock sensor. 1. Regular maintenance. Follow the manufacturer's recommended maintenance schedule for your vehicle, including regular engine tune-ups and inspections. Proper maintenance helps identify and address any potential issues with the knock sensor early on. 2. Avoid excessive engine load. Engine knock can be more likely to occur under heavy loads or when the engine is strained. Avoid excessive acceleration, towing beyond the vehicle's capacity, or carrying heavy loads for prolonged periods, as it can increase the likelihood of engine knock and put additional stress on the knock sensor. 3. Use high-quality fuel. Quality fuels with the appropriate octane rating can help prevent engine knock. Using fuel with the recommended octane rating specified by the manufacturer reduces the chances of knock occurring and minimizes stress on the knock sensor. 4. Avoid engine overheating. Excessive engine heat can impact the performance and lifespan of the knock sensor. Ensure that your vehicle's cooling system is functioning properly, and monitor the engine temperature regularly. If you notice any signs of overheating, such as coolant leaks or the temperature gauge rising unusually high, address the issue promptly. 5. Keep the engine clean. A clean engine minimizes the risk of contaminants reaching the knock sensor and interfering with its operation. Regularly clean the engine compartment, paying attention to areas around the knock sensor. However, be cautious when cleaning around electrical components and ensure the engine is cool before starting any cleaning procedures. 6. Address engine issues promptly. Engine problems such as misfires, fuel system issues, or timing irregularities can contribute to engine knock. Address any engine-related problems promptly to minimize the risk of knock occurring and potentially damaging the knock sensor. 7. Avoid excessive vibration or impact. Knock sensors are sensitive components that can be affected by excessive vibrations or impacts. Avoid rough driving conditions, such as driving over potholes or speed bumps at high speeds, which can contribute to sensor damage. Similarly, be careful when performing engine repairs or modifications to prevent accidental damage to the knock sensor. 8. Inspect and test the knock sensor. During routine inspections or when troubleshooting engine issues, visually inspect the knock sensor for any signs of damage, corrosion, or loose connections. If you suspect a problem with the knock sensor, have it tested by a qualified mechanic using specialized diagnostic equipment. 9. Protect from moisture and contaminants. Take precautions to protect the knock sensor from moisture, water, and contaminants. Be cautious when washing your vehicle's engine bay, and avoid directing high-pressure water or cleaning agents directly onto the sensor or its wiring. Additionally, inspect the sensor and its surrounding area for any signs of leaks or fluid accumulation that could lead to contamination. 10. Check wiring and connections. Regularly inspect the wiring and connections associated with the knock sensor. Look for signs of fraying, damage, or loose connections. Ensure that the sensor's electrical connections are secure and free of corrosion. If you notice any issues, have them repaired promptly to maintain proper signal transmission. 11. Avoid tampering or modifications. Avoid making any unauthorized modifications or tampering with the knock sensor or its wiring. Altering the sensor's settings or connections can lead to inaccurate readings or sensor failure. Stick to recommended original parts and procedures when it comes to the knock sensor. 12. Address check engine light promptly. If the check engine light illuminates and indicates a problem related to the knock sensor, it's important to address it promptly. Ignoring the check engine light and continuing to drive with a malfunctioning knock sensor can lead to engine damage or other issues. 13. Use diagnostic tools for troubleshooting. If you suspect a problem with the knock sensor or its operation, it's beneficial to use diagnostic tools such as an OBD2 scanner or specialized diagnostic equipment. These tools can provide valuable information about the sensor's performance and aid in identifying any underlying issues. 14. Consult professional assistance. If you're unsure about the care or troubleshooting of the knock sensor, it's always best to consult a qualified mechanic or technician. They have the expertise and experience to diagnose, repair, or replace the knock sensor as needed. By following these care tips, you can help maintain the health and functionality of the engine knock sensor, contributing to proper engine performance and longevity. Remember, caring for the NOx sensor is part of overall vehicle maintenance. Regularly scheduled maintenance, including inspections and proper servicing of the engine and related components, will contribute to the longevity and performance of the NOx sensor. That's all we have for you in today's video. It's very good to have you here on our channel. If you liked the video, please smash the like button and do consider subscribing if you haven't already. We hope to see you soon with another video. Until then, stay safe.